I got COVID. Yeah, it's true. About 365 days ago, about a year ago, I got COVID. And I'm here today to share about my experience with COVID and what I did leading up to getting COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. And the reason why I have been reluctant to shoot this video is mainly because I feel like there's a lot of information out there that I really don't agree with. But I wanted to share my experience. And even though my experience might not be the most interesting to some, I found it to be very interesting for me and my community. My name is Charles Barber. I'm founder and formulator of Crucial 4 and Crucial 4 Farms, and I'm excited today to share to you what I went through with COVID-19. So about a year ago, I was working on some R&D herbs, research and development herbs that I was growing and freeze drying for Crucial 4. And what I was doing is I was taking the holy basil flowers. So we get a special holy basil we have from India, the true holy basil, the true Indian Tulsi. And I was basically freeze drying just the flower stalks. And the reason why I was doing that is because it smells amazing. And there's something about it, and there's even a lore around the smell of holy basil, and that is only meant for those that are awakened or enlightened. And I just think that the stories are so cool to me. And then that's what gets me so into these 4 missing food groups. It isn't just the fact that they contain nutrients our bodies have never seen, not the fact that they're mysterious and whatever, but the stories behind them. That's what really kind of drives me and interests me, because I feel like before mass media and propaganda was around, we told stories, and a lot of these ancient stories and lores, and I think about these herbs and herbal medicines, they just fascinate me. So here's what happened, guys. So I was freeze drying these holy basil flowers, and typically when you pull them out of the freeze dryer and you package them up, they smell so intense. Like the smell is amazing, and I know you can already tell where I'm going with this. And I'd actually pulled a batch out of my freeze dryer, and I had it all kind of stacked out, and I couldn't smell this batch. And I was kind of like, why can't I smell this? And so like I was sitting there like kind of putting this stuff in my face. I didn't feel bad. I just couldn't smell these flowers. And I thought I'd screwed something up. Maybe I had the temps too high on the freeze dryer, too low. Maybe I vacuum dried it too quickly. I don't know what had happened. But when I got home, my wife goes, "Why does the whole house smell like holy basil flowers?" And it hit me. And I go, "Babe, I can't smell these flowers." She goes, "You got COVID!" And we laughed about it. And I know a lot of people don't laugh about it. There were some people that actually couldn't handle COVID very well. But for me and my family, in that situation, we laughed because we look at this virus completely different than most. And for me, the only thing that I really noticed was that I couldn't smell for about a week. If I go back and look and think, I know that my body probably wasn't in the like 100%, but I still was working out in the morning, still going out on the farm 3 or 4 hours a day, and still going to jujitsu at night. So I didn't really change my regime. Now a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, you couldn't smell and you didn't feel bad, which means you had COVID, and you still went and you didn't quarantine and da da da." And to answer you guys' question, I didn't. And that's another reason why I was kind of reluctant to shoot this video, because I wanted to be honest in what I did and my experience. And for me, we're all infected with COVID at some given point. We're not going to be able to hide behind a mask or hide behind some wall or stay inside my house and not get it. We're all infected. The key is the things that I feel like I did up into, during, and after. So before I noticed that I'd lost my smell, which is, I guess, a strong indication before I got in COVID. I have a pretty healthy regime where I drink really clean water. I think that had a lot to do with it. I exercise regularly, which I think has a lot to do with it, getting sweat out, getting good fresh water in. But I take M Defense, our whole food vitamin C, every single day. Sometimes I take it 3 times a day. It just depends. I'm also extremely religious on taking our olive leaf. And one of the things that I take, not a lot, but if I notice anything going on, is my oregano oil that I get from North American Spice and Herbs. And so I had actually started taking that and the olive leaf once I realized that I couldn't smell, just to be careful. But up until I was just drinking clean water, I was taking whole food vitamin C, doing my normal healthy regime of exercise. But there was one other thing that I do that I really felt like allowed me to breeze through COVID, and that's ozone. I was doing ozone therapy. I do rectal insufflation therapy. I'm real big on doing the 3-week on, 1-week off therapy where you do it twice a day. And I also make waters probably about 3 or 4 times a week. And I try to hit my ears at least once a week with ozone insufflation. But that's literally all I did, and I just noticed that my smell went away. But when my smell did go away, I did start taking the oregano oil on top of everything I just mentioned. And I continue to do my ozone, my vitamin C, along with that, and with the olive leaf. And, that was really it. I know this isn't going to be much excitement for much people. I didn't really get sick. I didn't get a fever. I didn't notice really anything. I was a little bogged down, but nothing that was going to stop me from going out and performing. I'll be honest, I really didn't think I had COVID. And, I didn't even test myself, but I just couldn't smell for a week. So we all know that, you get the flu, how it makes you feel. One of the most common symptoms of COVID was that you just can't smell. So I'm pretty positive I had it. And again, another reason why I was reluctant to shoot this video, because I didn't go get myself tested. I wasn't like, oh, I went and got tested to see if I had COVID or not. So I didn't do that. But that's what happened for me with COVID. And I just wanted to shoot this video because I don't see a lot of videos coming out like this. I see a lot of people talking about how it beat them up or how it knocked them down. And I'm not denouncing those videos. I'm not saying that that's not the case and that that's fraudulent. I think a lot of people have had COVID and it kicked their butt. But I also think that a lot of us aren't prioritizing our health like we should be. However, we have seen a surge of people reaching out about what to do if they have COVID. And I think it's great that people are starting to understand that they need to take better care of their health, their bodies, because this is really what it all comes down to. And I'm not here to say that you should do what I do or not do. All I'm here to do is to share my experience with you, because I truly believe that there's nastier stuff out there than COVID-19, like viruses and flus and things that are getting sprayed in the air. Especially shooting this video a year later and seeing what happened this winter in 2021 and talking to so many people that had honestly, these people all received the same type of illness all at once after I noticed the sky being sprayed weird and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go into that or what I think or whatever. All I'm going to say is I feel like there's worse stuff out there than COVID-19. And I hope that holds some weight for some people, because I know a lot of people are living in fear and that they're scared. And I know most of the people watching this video aren't, but maybe this will get out to some video, or maybe this video will get out to some people who are on the fence. Maybe it'll get out to my loved ones, my siblings, because I know that they have been really, really hook, line, and sunk through the TV and the information on the TV and the propaganda. And God bless their souls. So maybe this will help them as well. Maybe it won't. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to shoot this video to be able to explain what happened with me. Yes, I'm a CEO of a health food company, and I got COVID-19. All right, guys, if you have any questions or comments, or if you have an experience that's similar to mine, just go mark it down below or put a little comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you guys are out there that have already experienced COVID and you feel like what you were doing really helped you, share that as well, because I think that if we can use this video as not only a resource that I'm giving directly, but through the comments on other things that people can be doing, I think it's just going to ultimately help us all. Whether it's COVID-19 or this new flu, weird, wacky thing that's going on right now, or the next thing they try to throw at us. The key is that we become healthy, we live healthier lifestyles, and we take ownership of that. And we don't depend upon the system to take care of us, that we take care of ourselves. And that's the biggest thing I think that people need to understand, because at the end of it all, we can't control what other people do. We can't control what virus gets introduced into our environment. The only thing that we can control is the actions and moves that we make. And, I always like to tell people, your thoughts becomes words, your words become actions, your actions become your deeds, and your deeds are kind of what lead you to your destiny, and what unfold your destiny. And that's a quote, and I butchered it, but you get the idea. So we have to harbor our thoughts, our feelings, and emotions with the utmost divinity that we choose to see within our lives, that we consciously want to be, because we are divine beings, and there's nothing that we can't beat, there's nothing that we can't do. And there's nothing that's been put upon this earth that we can't handle. And I'm noticing more and more people coming together, but I'm also seeing even more and more people become separated. So it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And for my community, we're becoming closer and closer and closer than ever. And I just feel so honored to be here now with you all. And thank you guys so much for supporting us and supporting our farm journey. I'm going to cut it there. Again, you got any questions or comments below, please leave them. Love to hear from you. Signing off here, Charles Barber, founder and formulator of Crucial 4 and Crucial 4 Farms.